In the shadowy corridors of ancient Rome's history, there exists a tale of power, bloodshed, and domination, a tale woven through the reigns of the triumvirates and culminating in the might of the Roman Empire under its first emperor. This is the dark story of the Three Trinities, where the thirst for power and control led to the deaths and enslavement of countless souls, and entire nations were subjugated under Roman rule. The First Triumvirate. The First Triumvirate, an informal political alliance formed in 60 BCE, comprised three powerful men, Julius Caesar, Pompey the Great, and Marcus Licinius Crassus. Their quest for dominance left a trail of blood and misery. Julius Caesar. During his Gallic Wars, 58-50 BCE, Caesar's campaigns resulted in the death of an estimated 1 million people, with another million enslaved. The conquest of Gaul was marked by brutal battles, massacres, and the selling of entire populations into slavery. Pompey the Great. Pompey's military campaigns in the east and against pirates saw the subjugation of numerous peoples. His victories in the Third Mithridatic War, 73-63 BCE, resulted in the deaths of tens of thousands and the enslavement of many more. Marcus Licinius Crassus. Crassus, known for his immense wealth, earned his infamy through the suppression of Spartacus's slave rebellion. The crucifixion of over 6,000 slaves along the Appian Way was a gruesome testament to his ruthlessness. Total estimated impact of the First Triumvirate. Deaths, approximately 1.1 million people. Enslaved, approximately 1.1 million people. The Second Triumvirate. Formed in 43 BCE, the Second Triumvirate comprised Octavian, later Augustus, Mark Antony, and Marcus Aemilius Lepidus. This official alliance was marked by proscriptions, civil wars, and the consolidation of power through sheer force. Octavian, Augustus. His rise to power involved the brutal defeat of Mark Antony and Cleopatra, leading to the deaths of many in the Battle of Actium, 31 BCE. The subsequent purges and consolidations saw the execution of thousands of political enemies. Military conquests. Augustus expanded the empire's borders through campaigns in Germania, the Balkans, and Hispania. These conquests resulted in the deaths and enslavement of numerous people. Conservative estimates suggest that over his reign, around 500,000 people were killed and another 500,000 enslaved. Cumulative impact of the Three Trinities, First Triumvirate, deaths, 1.1 million, enslaved, 1.1 million, Second Triumvirate, deaths, 300,000, enslaved, 100,000, reign of Augustus, deaths, 500,000, enslaved, 500,000, total, deaths, approximately 1.9 million people, enslaved, approximately 1.7 million people. In 48 BCE, the political landscape of the Roman Republic was in turmoil. After his crushing defeat by Julius Caesar at the Battle of Pharsalus, Pompey the Great fled to Egypt seeking sanctuary. Egypt, however, was also embroiled in its own struggles. Ptolemy XIV, under the influence of his advisors, faced the task of appeasing the Romans while dealing with internal dissent. Upon Pompey's arrival, Egyptian officials saw an opportunity to gain favor with Caesar. However, lingering resentment simmered beneath the surface. Ptolemy the Wealth in Auletes, Cleopatra's father, had once promised a grand gift to Rome, a sophisticated astronomical device known as the Hipparchus Astromechon, along with half a ton of gold. This treasure, meant to repay his debts to Rome and secure alliances, was lost at sea off Antikythera, causing great disappointment and financial strain. When Pompey set foot on Egyptian soil, the Egyptians saw his assassination as a means to absolve themselves of past grievances. They justified their actions to Caesar by highlighting the debt left unpaid and the treasures lost. Pompey was lured onto a small boat under the pretense of a diplomatic meeting, only to be treacherously murdered. When Julius Caesar arrived in Egypt shortly after, he was presented with Pompey's severed head. Horrified by the brutality, Caesar demanded explanations. It was then that Cleopatra VII, with the Ptolemaic Magus Sosigenes by her side, approached Caesar. They recounted the story of the lost mechanism and the gold.